Boys and girls, on my soul, Beryl is absolutely incredible. I dare say she's actually broken. I am so impressed on another note with all of the 4-star characters in Chaos Zero Nightmare. I don't think I've played with a single one that's actually just bad. Some of them are a bit more niche than others, but for the most part, if you know what you're doing with them and you put them in the correct teams, they perform on a level that blows my mind away in my Gacha tenure of playing Gacha games. But we're not here to talk about all these other 4-star characters. That can come down the line. We're here to talk about Beryl. Can I just say off rip? The one thing I will complain about is I'm not the craziest fan of her, how she looks. Like her concept in terms of aesthetic and such. She's got a cool, vibrant personality. She's like the captain of her little like Forte squad in terms of like story. But I just wish somebody else had her kit in terms of how she looks. But hey, that's just a nitpick, right? Apart from that, that's the only thing I complain about with her. This character is so insane. I'm gonna break it precisely down to where you understand. You're gonna be like, damn, bro, that is fucking. I think she has literally the most, not one of the most broken card in all of the game. My identity that I'm attaching to this character is she is a DPS that happens to be actually like a sub DPS that is attached to the hip of main DPS that are skill point greedy or ability power greedy. I recommend playing her with Haru first and foremost, and other characters that are similar to Haru's dynamic. Let me give you an example. Haru's very fucking ability power greedy. She spams anchor shot all day long as much as you possibly can. It gets stronger every time you spam it. And if that shit's not in your hand, you're gonna be doing power anchor. That's a 2 cost. Power charge, that's a 2 cost. Anchor point, when you get like epiphany builds and shit, it can keep bringing anchor shot back to your hand to keep casting. And so she's very ability power hungry. And it took me some time to really find somebody that I genuinely love with Haru. That said, I love Cassius with Haru. He pops off with her, but I haven't found anybody that's more just disgusting than this character right here. Let me explain why. She's a DPS, but she's also got draw power like you've never seen before. She's not a deck searcher, but she doesn't have to search the deck because she just gets all the fucking cards in your hand. On top of that, she's a retain specialist, which means when you hold on to the cards that have retain in those brackets, that means they're going to get a efficacy increase for holding on to that card. So like I said, she fits perfectly in those ability power hungry teams. Let's start off with the most broken card in the entirety of the game. It's guilty pleasure. I'm telling you, it's not even a debate. This card is disgusting. We all know in card building games, one of the most powerful elements and aspects of a card game is getting cards in your hand and draw power or deck searching. This card gives you +3 for completely fucking free. Costs 0. Now there's one downside here. It has exhaust attached to it, which means the minute you use that card, it ain't coming back. It's gone for good. So getting it in your hand is a privilege, but once you use it, it's also just gone. However, the epiphany of the card, and there's one ability in particular, I dare say this shit's gonna get nerfed. I hope it doesn't, but I dare say it's gonna get nerfed. It's just too fucking strong. Let me explain to you. In fact, how about I do you a better service and I just go to my save data, okay? You see I have 2 guilty pleasures. Yep, I have 2 of them. Well, obviously in the Chaos realm, you do need to find that particular instance, a little bit of luck, where you find duplicate a card of your choice. You want to duplicate guilty pleasure because obviously +3 2 times for the cost of 0 is insane. But you know what's better than +3? +5 for the same 0 costs. And here it gets better than that. You don't get all 5 in one go. That would be horrible because you can only hold 10 cards, which means you hit that 10 card mark and you still got 2 more to draw. It's just going to go in the trash. It gives you the next 2 on the next turn for free. And so this card sets you up of getting the right combo and the perfect hands in place so you can do what your magic, do what you do best, so much better. Card games are a probability. It's a game of probability and increasing the chances of that probability of you getting the right cards in your hand. Nothing gets more broken than this because it sets you up on the next turn. You get +2 for free, and then it can stack. This shit stacks. So you can draw 3. If you draw 3 and one of them's the other guilty pleasure, you can draw 3 again. Now, of course, you want to be careful because you only have a 10 card maximum, but I haven't went to a scenario where I didn't just get all those cards in my hand and then I get the shit I needed and I just start popping, still got all my skill points. And if you got Miku or Mika, I can't remember her name, on the team, she makes sure your skill points are there. It just gets crazy. And I'll show off some shit where you're able to see this. But on top of this, on the next turn, it stacks too. So you could get +4 plus the cards you're already going to draw, your 5 cards. So you start off with 9 goddamn cards. It's like, holy shit, the combo potential is just dirty. And so that's one reason why Beryl, Guilty Pleasure alone puts this bitch straight in T0. But apart from that, the retained cards, as I said before, she's got some cards that deal damage on par with main damage dealers. Just a smidge probably under the main DPS. But in my experience, she's been doing pretty much the same shit. Check this out, okay? So in her fundamental kit, you got something called Opening Found and you got something called Charge Shot. Both of them are retained. When you don't use them on the next turn, they double in damage. This one doubles in damage. It literally gets an additional hit, which is doubling in damage. And then Charge Shot gets 80% multiplier. But when you epiphany them and you choose the epiphany that I chose, it makes your skill point friendliness become even more insane. This reduces the cost of Charge Shot every turn you don't use it. And there's a lot of times where you just keep getting the anchor shot in your hand with Hadu, or maybe with Kayron, you're getting those strong, you just keep using them, right? For her, she's not tripping. She's like, okay, next turn, this shit costs 0. And I'll just be able to just nuke you for 500%. Won't cost me a thing, but it will help the dream, and then move on from there. She's got another card called Heavy Weapon Specialist that creates Opening Found or Charge Shot for free, doesn't cost anything, and then it reduces their cost by 1. And so it's like, this girl's doing crazy damage without spending any skill points, getting your cards in your hand with Guilty Pleasure, and then to top all of that off, she's actually got a good ego skill. Some ego skills be like hella ass, not hers, bro. Because one thing about this game that I've noticed, a lot of these DPS, they pop off, but they struggle with AoE. And so she has a 350% AoE nuker for her ultimate. Also one of the most beautiful ults. I'm gonna have to do a rank the ultimate video. One of the most beautiful ults in the entirety of the fucking game, bro. It's literally a Iron Man proton cannon, except it's the gun. That shit opens up, boom, like, oh, it's so freaking cool. I have become the biggest Beryl simp in all of gaming, guys. But trust me, this passion and excitement you hear in my voice, it's because of the success that came from testing this character out and building her with this build right here. All you need is Guilty Pleasure. Try to duplicate it. Come over here to Charge Shot. Go for the and I have to come back over here to the cards. Go for Charge Shot. Go to Epiphany, and you want to choose this one right here, because this is the one that reduces it every single turn. Now, of course, you don't have to. You can get to experiment, and if you want the other ones, but this one, it's like it ensures that when you're using that greedy ass ball hog DPS like Hadu or Kayron, you got somebody on the team that can play around them without, taking up all your skill points. She's one of those people who can do it. Her her Opening Found is one of my favorite abilities too, because you can also epiphany this bad boy. In the way that this works, it's actually got a couple of options. You can do reduce its cost to 0 for the retain buff if you epiphany it, or you can do what I'm doing, which is, I believe, actually, you know what? I'm not doing an epiphany on this. Which one did I end up getting? Hold up. That's pretty important. Mine's is, it's something else. 1 hit for 1 turn, increase action count by 2. I'm still figuring out this game's roguelike buffs that it puts on your cards. I feel like this is one of those where I just got a little lucky. But that other one sounded great. Reducing anything that I can reduce my cost to 0 is fantastic. If you can't get this one I got, I actually think the other one will be better because it reduces it to 0, and 0 is just, it doesn't get better to 0. This character is insane. Take my word for it. There is one caveat I want to mention. You need her dupe 1. And some of y'all might not even have the Beryl. And for that, happens to the best of us, boys. Reduce the cost of Heavy Weapon Specialist by 0. That's this card that creates Opening Shot and Charge Shot, or Opening Found and Charge Shot in your hand. If you want it to cost 0, you need her dupe. It's not the end of the world, but if you can get it to 0, it just makes her all the more. You don't need these copies at all. This just increases her damage by a little bit. This gives you the +3, the typical gacha shit. When you get to level 3 dupe, +3 to your pre-existing stats. She's got some insane shit over here, but we just started the game, so I'm not even gonna go there. Now, you know what? Hold up, boys. I just realized that's why Beryl's on her fucking banner. It all makes sense now. Oh my God, bro. I might pull some more, boys. We might have to pull some more, dog. Let's do it just for the sake of the video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing it. I might do it tonight on stream. That's going to wrap up this video. I didn't want to talk you guys' ears off too long. I was just incredibly excited to share with you how good Beryl is. Beryl is the absolute GOAT. So is Mika, right? If you guys want to let me talk to you guys about Mika, I feel like everybody kind of knows her value, right? She's a healer's ability power scaler. and she's pretty much a one of a kind right now as the game stands. So, you know, but Beryl was a character I wasn't expecting to bring that level of value. And I don't think she's exclusive to just Haru and Keiran. I think she's good on any team that just has a DPS that wants to use their abilities every single turn. Because I said the main weakness in Beryl's kit is she needs somebody to occupy every other round while she sets up her shit and gets the cards in your hand so that main DPS can do their thing. And then she's just like supporting them and setting up to do big dick damage in between there. Oh man, dude, she's good. She's good. Take my word for it. I've got a lot more content I want to share. This game has been, it has blown my fucking, I did not in a million years expect this game of all games to be like one that I genuinely enjoy. I haven't had this much fun in a very long time. I haven't. I remember when HSR very first came out, I had this kind of fun. I think this game trumps the HSR enjoyment because it has infinitely more depth and replayability. I do need to get my first impressions video out. I've just been having so much fun just playing the damn game. Anyways, that's enough. Peace, love, and happiness. I'm gonna be streaming tonight, probably by the time you guys get this video, probably in like 2 or 3 hours after you receive this video, I'll be going live, staying up all night and doing the Duet Night Abyss stream in the morning, their debut live stream. So if you guys want to come hang out with me all goddamn night, feel free to do so. You know, I'm fucking crippled and got nothing to do. Yeah, peace.